all the talent of your favorite player comes inside you, and that poor guy is left without any talent. Something similar happens in our story today. At the beginning of the story, we see a 16-year-old boy named Brian, whose childhood dream was to become a basketball player. But despite working very hard, he could not join his school's team Eagles. Later, he was given the job of holding towels and water bottles to the team players. One day, Brian was watching a basketball match of his favorite player, Cabin. Cabin won many points for his team by continuously putting the ball in the net. Brian was very impressed by this, and that day he promised himself that he would also become a great player just like Kevin. After this, Brian also started practicing with enthusiasm, and he tried to put the ball in the net many times, but he fell badly every time. On the other side, when Kevin was returning after winning the match, a crowd of report Twitters and fans surrounded him. Then his agent Alan rescued him from the crowd and brought him out. Then next day, Brian was talking to his best friend Myth in school. When he saw a new girl named Isabel passing by, Brian's heart started beating fast on seeing her, and he started smiling like crazy. Then Isabel also smiled on seeing him. Later, even at lunchtime, he was looking at Isabel. Then the match explained to him that he should not follow Isabel again, because the whole school considers him a loser. Then the bride said that she has just come, she does not know anything. That is why she decided to talk to this mansion as soon as possible. And then a naughty boy named Corner played a video on the TV of a cafe. In that video, Brian was trying to jump like a cabin with the help of trampoline, but he went straight and got stuck in the net. Seeing this, all the children started laughing and making fun of Brian, which embarrassed Brian. He quietly left from there, and Isabel felt very bad for him. Later, when Brian was sitting sad at home, his father came there and gifted him a basketball match. Brian jumped with joy as soon as he won. Soon, Pran went to watch the match with his father. Ibrahim was very happy to see his favorite player, Kevin, playing brilliantly there. Then, during the break, the host announced that one lucky person from the audience would get a chance to hit a basketball shot. Soon, the name of the winner was announced, and it was none other than Ibrahim's father. But instead of fulfilling his dream, like every other father, he gave his son a ticket and sent him ahead. When Brian reached the code, the host said that if he succeeded in hitting the shot, he would get a prize of $20,000. Then Brian saw that the same boy was standing in the audience with his camera ready to make a video of him. Well, Brian threw the ball, but instead of hitting the target, it hit the mascot of the team present there. Poor Ibrahim was returning from there, feeling embarrassed when he suddenly met Kevin. Kevin encouraged him and gifted him a ball with his autograph on it. Ryan could not control his happiness on seeing his favorite player. He said that he wished he too had a talent like Kevin. Then Kevin said that hard work beats talent. Saying this, he gave a basketball to Pran, and suddenly a burst of energy came out of it. Doing this, she lost her life. Then the next morning when he woke up, he heard on the radio that Kevin played very badly after the break yesterday, due to which his team also lost. Ibrahim felt a little sad to hear this, but he got ready and went to school. Then in the evening, Ibrahim and Murchi went to a fair, where Corner and Isabel were also present. Corner was trying to win a big teddy for Isabel by putting the ball in the net, but even after trying many times, he failed. Seeing this, Brian and Mitch started laughing loudly. Seeing them, the Corner got angry, and he handed the ball to Brian and said, "Show me your name, show me." At first, Ibrahim thought that he would get insulted, but as soon as he threw the ball, it went straight on the target. Seeing which everyone was stunned, they thought that he must have hit a lucky chance, but then Ibrahim surprised everyone by hitting several shots in a row. Then the Corner went away from there angrily, and Brian won the teddy bear and gave it to Isabel. Then both of them shook hands and started roaming around the fair together. Meanwhile, Kevin was practicing basketball, but was having a lot of trouble hitting shots. This troubled both him and Alan, because Kevin had suffered a very bad defeat in the last match. Alan explained to him that this happens with everyone. Meanwhile, Brian was practicing at home, and he noticed that his abilities had increased a lot overnight. The next day in school, Brian came to the court wearing a basketball jersey. The coach said that you have tried to make the other kids wear a jersey, then why is the jersey of your sister? Brian said that he is also a part of the team. At first, the coach refused him, but when Brian kept pleading, the coach gave him a chance to prove himself. But Brian faced the Corner, who was the captain of the team. He was hitting shots so easily that everyone was stunned to see this. Then everyone started wondering what he ate. Then the coach himself competed with him, but Bran defeated him as well. Pleased with his ability, the coach finally included him in the team. But in the next few days, Brian played many matches against other school teams and made his team win. Soon, he became famous in the school, and everyone started trying to become his friend. Brian also came closer to Isabel, and both of them fell in love. On the other hand, Kevin's game was getting worse day by day, due to which he was getting a lot of bad name in the media. Alan tried a lot to help Kevin. He even called Kevin's mother so that she could encourage Kevin, but unfortunately, it was of no use. But one day, Kevin reached to shoot an ad for basketball shoots, but he was not able to run with the ball. Then he tried for several hours to give the right take, but he failed. Finally, the director got fed up and removed him from the ad. Later, Alan was seeing Cabin getting defamed on TV, so he changed the channel and he came across news of Brian, whose ability was making people call him the next Cabin director. Then Alan remembered that this boy was not even able to put the ball in the net 4 weeks ago. Forget about putting it. He threw the ball 4 kilometers away. When he saw Brian's match videos, he realized that Brian played exactly like Cabin. This made Alan suspicious that Cabin and Brian's powers might have been interchanged. Later, he told Kevin about this. He told that earlier, Ibrahim used to make other players hold towels, and now he has become the best player in the junior tournament. But Kevin did not believe his words, and he thought that Alan has gone mad. Brother, I shocked you. Well, the next day, Alan took Kevin to Cobra's school and introduced him to the bride. Then he forcefully made them shake hands so that he could get Kevin's talent back. Then Alan asked them to spend the whole day together because both of them are such good basketball players. Then Brian and Kevin talked a lot and had food together. Well, despite being together the whole day, their powers did not get exchanged, which made Alan very upset. Now Ego had entered Bayan, and he kept on hitting basket after basket alone, without passing the ball to anyone. Although his team won because of him, but his friends were very upset because basketball is a team sport. On the other hand, Kevin was also playing a match where he was not able to hit even a single shot. Then all the spectators and media started insulting him because they had never seen anyone playing so badly. In the evening, Brian organized a party to celebrate his victory in which many children were invited. But Isabel was not happy at all because Brian was no longer the sweet boy he used to be. Now, he was a very aggressive brother. She told Brian that they should go and talk alone, but Brian did not want to leave his new cool friends. She got angry at this and left from there. Soon, Alan reached the party and talked to Brian. Alan told him that his and Kevin's powers have been exchanged. Brian did not believe this at all. So Alan asked him, "Tell me, how did you become a superstar player overnight? Was he practicing in his sleep?" Alan asked him to return Kevin's skill, but the blind man said that, "Brother, look, I did not do anything knowingly. Whatever came, I am not returning it." But before leaving, Alan told him that it is not right to cheat everyone by misusing someone else's skill. The next day in school, the coach gathered the Eagles team and said that now they are just one match away from becoming champions. Hearing this, everyone jumped with joy. Well, later, when Brian was going on his cycle, he saw Kevin's poster. He felt bad for Cabin because he was playing very badly, and because of this, everyone started hating him. Then Bran decided that he will give Cabin his talent back. Now he called the court and told them about this. After this, both of them reached the court where Kevin was practicing. Brian and Alan said, "Brother, take back your power," but Kevin was not ready to accept this kind of thing. But when Brian showed his ability, and especially did Kevin's signature move, which only Kevin could do, Kevin was a bit surprised to see what he used to do. After this, they tried a lot to exchange their skills. They held the same ball and said the same words, but still nothing happened. All three of them got very upset with this. Well, later, Bran went to Isabel's house and apologized to her. Although she was still angry, she forgave Bran and called him inside. Then Bran told her the whole story of exchanging powers with Kevin. Isabel could not believe it, and then trying, showed her the video of that day in which all this happened. As soon as he saw that his ball had hit the cartoon, a light lit up in Trying's mind, and he ran away. He went straight to the basketball court where Kevin was playing a match. He saw that the score of Kevin's team was still 0. Then Ibrahim quickly entered there and told Kevin that he had found a way to return Kevin's powers. He said that first the ball would hit their mascot because the same thing had happened that day too. After this, he hit the mascot present there with the ball and knocked him down. After this, both of them held the ball, and Kevin said that he wished he too had the same talent as Ibrahim. Ibrahim said that hard work beats talent. Suddenly, a spark of energy came out of Ibrahim and went into the cabin, which meant that their plan was successful. Then soon, the game started again, and Kevin started playing brilliantly again. He hit shots one after another, which left all the spectators stunned. Eventually, the team won because of him, and Brian was very happy. Then Brian also had his final match the next day, but he knew that this time he would not be able to play well. When the match started, he started falling like before, which made his coach worried. Then Kevin and Alan came there, which made Brian even more nervous. And then he remembered Kevin's words, that hard work beats even skill. Ibrahim gathered his teammates and said that he was not playing well today, so now they all have to play together. They made their plan after looking at each other's ability and entered the game with enthusiasm. Soon, Ibrahim's team scored a good score, and in the last 10 seconds, they needed 2 points, and the ball now came to Ibrahim. Then, he tried to take 3 points by throwing the ball from there, and luckily, the ball went straight inside the basket. Eventually, they won the match because of Brian's points. Then everyone lifted Brian on their shoulders, and Kevin said goodbye to Brian and left from there. If you get a chance, which sport would you like to become a famous player of? Do tell us in the comments. Just imagine that all the talent of your favorite